to look at how to understand, or let's understand the different parts of the Microsoft Office Word interface. We have Microsoft Office PowerPoint interface, Excel interface, Access interface. They differ. But right now we want to look at the way and we understand the features that are made of when it comes to Microsoft Word. In short, we shall look at what you can see around here. What are these features? We may not explain one by one because we have got some other pieces of tutorials on our channel that explain very well the different parts of the Microsoft workbook or worksheet. Uh, the first item on top where you see document 1 is what we call a title bar. This is what we call a title bar. Onto the title bar, it's where we have save, undo, and redo. Then we have close, minimize, and maximize. We shall explore more about that. But in here, we are having document 1. We have said it's what we call a title bar. Reason being that the moment you save this document, you give and then you give it a name, that name will change and it turns this from document 1 to any other given name. For instance, you may give this document as a interface, or you may give it your name, then this here it will change. So the title will change from document 1 to the new title that you have given this document. So this is what we call um, a title bar. Another item is what we call a menu bar. This is what we call a menu bar. This is what we call a menu bar. So when you come onto and click one of these, when you click one of these, they will drop down items that are included inside them. So you click just one button, but it has other items that are inbuilt in that button. So these are what we call, or this is what we call a menu bar. This line here, it is known as a menu bar. We can proceed. Then we have what we call a title bar. We have what we call a title bar. Let's get something new here. Okay, it's no. We have what we call a standard toolbar. Title bar, we are done with it. We have what we call a standard toolbar. This is what we call a standard toolbar. It is where you can go and uh, get the different items that can make changes to your work. For instance, all these are tools that can make your work look different, or they are the ones that we use when we want to edit the way our items look. So when we have used well those items, you may find that we can be able to make changes in our work. So this is what we call a standard toolbar. This is what we call a standard toolbar, where you can go and pick different tools. So these are this is what we call a standard toolbar. It's where you can go and get different tools. Let's proceed. Then we have what we call a scroll bar. This is what we call a scroll bar. This one is known as a scroll bar. This is our scroll bar. Then we have what we call a workbook. A workbook is where you see right now that I can type anything that I feel like. So I can type anything that I want around this space. So the title or the toolbars, the menu bars, all their use will be evident here. You just type anything in the workspace. So this one we call it a workspace or a workbook. We can proceed. Then we have what we call a status. This is what we call a status bar, where you see the mouse pointing or where you have a cursor. Right now our status is we are having page 1, or we are having just one page, and we are right now on that first page. We are having 3 words. As you can see, we have waste, develop, and setting. If I type another word like boy, then here the status changes to 4. If I continue and I write girl, the status continue to 5. And even if I continue typing and I keep going down, the status of pages may even change. Yeah, the status of pages also changes here. From one page, now we are on the 5th page. So this is what we call a status. This is what we call a status bar. Then we have what we call uh, zoom. Onto the status bar, there is another feature which is called zoom. For instance, zoom helps you to see, or to enlarge, or to reduce, or to magnify. For instance, if we have this as our first page, uh, visibility, the more we increase here, the more the words will be visible. You see, the more we increase, the more you reduce here, the more the words and even the page will reduce. So those are other items that are also embedded onto the status bar. Then we have what we call taskbar. Taskbar is the one that you see down here. It's the one that you see where my cursor is moving. A taskbar helps to show how many tasks or how many programs have been opened. So these are programs that we have opened so far. These are programs. So in case I've gone back and I open, for instance, I go down here and I open search. When I open search, it will come back and include itself here. You see, search is here. If I come and I open music or VCL player, the tasks will continue piling down here. So this is what we call a taskbar. So all the tasks, the moment you open, for instance, I go and open a song like 10 songs, or I open another application, they will continue piling here. They'll keep, the more I open, the ones that I open, they keep coming and will be showing themselves down here. So that is what we call a task bar. A task bar shows how many tasks that you have carried. And onto that taskbar, the more you open up more items, the slower your computer system will become. So it's advised not to carry. You see, if this one opens, then the taskbar will show all the applications that are open. When I close, it will disappear. When I close also this one, and when I close this, they will disappear. So a taskbar shows how many tasks you have carried in a particular time. Still, we have what we call a start menu button. Onto the start menu button is where I can go and click, then I get the computer programs. So that's why it's called the start menu button. Or still, we can name it a window button. If you say it's a window button, still you're right, because when you click on here on the keyboard and you place that button that looks exactly like this, it will also pop up the menu. So it's a window button or a start menu button. Briefly, that is it for now. We have the different mm, bars or the features that makes up what we call the Microsoft Office Word interface. These are the features, or these are the bars that you need to put in your mind. We have title bar, menu bar, standard toolbar, work area or the worksheet, then scroll bar, the upper one and the downer one here. Then we have what we call the status bar. Then from status bar we have zoom, we have taskbar, uh, then we have the standard menu bar or the start menu bar. Then we have the button or the window button still is part of this. So it is either is a status, it is either a start menu bar or start menu button or window button. So briefly, those are some of the items. We can end there for now.